Hi everyone, today we are going to understand the topic known as power and politics, in which we will understand what is power and how politics matters in the organization. Both power and politics has the influence on the organizational behavior because it has impact on the behavior of the employees. So it becomes very essential part to understand power and politics in organization behavior as well as in human resource management. Power is understood in imposing one's behavior on the others. It means if a particular person known as A is in power, he will use his power to influence the behavior of the person known as B, and then Mr. B will only act according to the wishes of A. So the power is divided into two important aspects. First one is potential and other one is dependency. When I talk about potential, it means a person who is in the power may use his full potential to influence the behavior of the another person, or he might just not use his power in a full potential manner. For example, Mr. A might use his full power to influence the behavior of Mr. B, or he might not use his power according to his will. While talking about dependency, I mean to say here that dependency occurs when a person is dependent on the person who is in power. Okay, because he has certain reputation or certain situation in which he has a powerful position. For example, a manager, he has a designation of a manager. The person working under him is fully dependent on the manager's decision. So that depends, all the decisions becomes very important when you are in the position or known as manager. Let's understand effects of power basis. Now different organizations have different effects of power which does not go in the isolation. So manager has to deal with different types of power and the effects on it. So first one is the resistance. The employees start resisting to the power when the manager uses his power in an inconsistent or an arrogant manner, in which there will be a conflict in the members, there will be a conflict in the team, and hence employee will resist to do work. So a manager has to be very careful while he is meeting with the customers, or he is meeting with his employees, or he is dealing with the employees or the team members, because resistance may have an impact on the employees. Compliance. When I talk about compliance, I mean to say here, the employee may comply with all rules and regulations but may not pay full additional efforts towards it. Now this is because there might be some issues within the organization. The employees are not properly rewarded for their work, and hence they will not give their full compliance to the activity they are told. The next point here is commitment. When I talk about commitment, I mean to say here that employee with full committed to his work will give his 200% and dedication towards the work. Now here the power of reward system plays a very important role, because once the employee is recognized for his work, he will give his more efforts towards that work and more commitment towards it. Now let us talk about politics. Now politics is an integral and unavoidable part in the organization. In whichever organization you go and work as an employee, you have to deal with this one word known as politics. We also known as this word as office politics. Okay, whichever organization level you are, you have to deal with this type of policies known as politics. It is basically seen in the higher organizational level. Let's understand political tactics used to get power. So first is social exchanges. When I talk about social exchanges, it means if I do something good for somebody or I help somebody else, in return that person has to help me for the same thing. It means exchanging the good for good. And it gives you power also, because you are networking with another person, you are helping another person in that particular situation, so that that person is obliged to give you back in the case you are in also a problematic situation. Identification of the higher authority. It means a political technique used when you are networking with a person who is in the higher designation level in the organization. Here you are trying to do a networking with that person, so that person can help you in the future, and that person can help you as a mentor, because you want to pursue your career using his experience under his guidance. Let's understand selective services. Now selective services are basically when an employee tries to give this support to the person to whom he knows about. For example, if employee A knows employee B as a networking or a communication done before, so he will give his services better and less time consuming as compared to the Mr. C. Here I mean to say, if you have a supporter in the organization or a team, you will give your feedback or support to that person in less time as compared to the another person. Networking plays a very important role in the organization as well as in the team when you are performing your work. Networking means a communication between two persons or the interaction you are doing, because in the organization when you are working with a group of people, it is very essential to do a networking with the people. Now it can be done by interaction, it can be done by sharing personal thoughts, it can be some interest generating things which you have in common, and you can have a network with those. Now it does not depend only in the group which you belong to, it may be some other team member, some other department person also. For example, a manager joins the group of his boss or the club of his boss which his boss is associated with. Let's understand what are different causes of political behavior. Research has been found that there are various causes of political behavior, and it depends on the outcome of the individual as well as organization. So under that, the first point is self-monitoring. When I talk about self-monitoring, it means assessing yourself. Once you know that you are capable for handling the political behavior of yourself, you can influence the behavior of the another person. So next point is locus of control. Now individual who thinks that their internal locus of control is in their control, so they can influence and manipulate the situation in their favor. Your locus of control plays a very important role. Once your locus of control, your internal locus of control is in your favor, you have full control on your emotions, you can manipulate the another person's behavior. Investment in job. If you are committed towards your job and you have given full efforts in doing your work properly, you will get a good result in future. Your politics will not affect you because you are involving yourself and you have invested your talent in that particular job or performing that particular duty. Job alternatives. An individual gets into a political behavior in illegitimate form when he has alternative job options, when he knows he is in the position to get more alternatives for his work, so he possesses that skills and knowledge, so he can use that contacts and possess another type of job also, and he has contacts outside the organization also. So this plays a very important role in office politics. Expectation of success. Your individual who knows that involvement in political behavior will give him greater success, then he might get involved in that talks. If not, he will not get involved in that particular talks. Now, expectation of success like promotion, appraisal, if it gives benefit to the employees will get into a political behavior. If not, he will not do it. Let's understand organizational factors. There are some factors who promote the political behavior within the organization. So the first one is declining resources. When I talk about declining resources, I mean to say your allocation of resources plays a very important part in the organization. Sometimes employees may be threatened because their workload is so much or their workload is very less. So they have that fear in their mind that job might go because there is no proper work in the organization, or the organization is going into a troublesome situation, or there is a downsizing. So what the expectation of the organization would be from the employees. So here the allocation of resources plays a very important role because the resources are declining. Now let's understand promotional opportunities. Now office political behavior influence more when you get the promotion or you're supposed to get the promotion in the organization. Now there are many employees working in the organization, your group also, your colleague will also get promoted, and you might be in the fear that you might get promotion or you might not get the promotion. So your political behavior plays a very important role. You have to use certain techniques so that you get a praise as compared to your competitors or your colleague. Low trust. Now in the organization behavior, if you trust less, if you have less control over the organization behavior towards your work, it means you do not trust your manager while promoting you. There will be a political behavior more in yourself, as well as the organization may also feel that you are feeling very unsecure in the organization because you do not trust the policies of the organization. Role of ambiguity. When I talk about role of ambiguity, if an employee is not clear about his roles and responsibility, there will be ambiguity in the organization. The work of the employee may not be rewarded because he has not able to define his role and he is not able to do his duties which he is supposed to do, and he is not recognized by the manager. Let's understand performance appraisal system. If the performance appraisal system in the organization are not in an effective manner, or the work has not been done in an effective manner, so the employees will be demotivated and the efficiency will be less as compared to the another person, because he is not appraised for his work and he is not rewarded for his work. How will he work for another type of activity in the same organization?